I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with some repurchases. Josie Maran was doing 25% off on her website, so I decided to go ahead and stock up on the Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47 during that sale because it's a higher percentage than the Sephora VIB sale. And I originally had, I think I had 2 of the tinted versions on Sephora in my cart, but they didn't have the original. So I kind of got scared because they released an SPF 30 version not that long ago, and I was thinking, please do not be replacing the SPF 47. This is a product that I have relied on for a very long time, but I was happy to see that they had them on the Josie Maran website and I was able to get even a higher percentage off of them. So I used the original version mixed in kind of 50-50 with the Protect and Perfect. Because this is a mineral sunscreen, it will kind of give a bit of a white cast to the skin. So mixing in the tinted version, the Protect and Perfect one, I get more of a skin tone to it so it doesn't show up so stark on my skin with that white cast. Because again, there's titanium dioxide and zinc oxide in here for sunscreens, which again are mineral sunscreens. So I got these guys. I got 2 of each of them. I was going to get the larger bottles, but they were sold out of them. But this is a product that I love. So I use it every single day. I want to say I use roughly 4 pumps of the clear version and 4 pumps of the tinted version for my entire face. And then I use another 3 or 4 pumps mixed of each on my neck. So I do go through it pretty quickly. Those are the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizers SPF 47 right there. And then Wet n Wild was doing 50% off on their entire website. So when they do those big sales, I like to stock up on the mini makeup sponges. They're the ones with the dual little carrots in there. And this is my daily sponge. So this is the one that I used to put my makeup on this morning. So you can kind of see that it gets a little bit bigger, but not a whole ton. And what I really love about this sponge is I can use it to blend up my foundation. But this kind of angled tip right here gets in the inner corners of my eyes for concealer really, really well. So I love this little sponge from Wet n Wild. And then I placed an order on the Selfridges website. They came out with some new items on there before they hit some US retailers. And then I also pay for that $50 yearly fee to get free shipping from them. And they're a couple dollars cheaper on Selfridges compared to US retailers, so I went ahead and placed the order there. I picked up one of the summer quints from Dior, and this is in 759 Dune. This was the one that looked to have the most contrast in terms of light, medium, and dark shades, and the other one just kind of looked like it would mesh all together. So I went with this one because the patterning looked so pretty in there, and I could tell that these were a baked gelée formula. The patterning and the veining and stuff like that of the baked gelée is stunning. But when I wore this the other day, it was so like subtle and subdued, and I even with this deepest brown shade, I just couldn't get the depth in my crease that I really wanted. And when I buffed it out, it really kind of blended into something that was a little bit more sheer than I was hoping for. They are really pretty washes, but even the sparkle in them, while it's pretty, it's very, very soft. So if you're looking for like a soft, shimmery type of summer quint, this is a nice one, but I also think that you could probably get away with finding these shades for a lot cheaper price. Like when I had first started using this, it reminded me of one of the Revlon quads that I purchased. Like with the Revlon So Fierce, I was expecting a little bit more impact. I like that there's more depth in the Revlon one actually compared to the Dior one, and there's such a substantial price difference between the two. I'm sure there's probably one of the Revlon ones that's even closer in tones to these ones. But again, not that it's a bad quad, it's just much softer, much more subdued. There's less like richness to these than I was hoping for. So like if I was getting rich impact out of the tones in here, I think I would have just absolutely loved it. But it's just very, very soft. And you can see that there's kind of, it's almost like this center shade is running through every one of those outer 4 shades. Like it's got that light champagne shade in there, which lightens up, you know, all of the colors. So while that veining is very pretty, I almost wish it wasn't in there and it was just the color, you know. So those are the first 4 swatches right there. And then this brown shade right here. So they're very, very soft eyeshadows. So that's the Dune Quint from Dior, number 759. Also from Selfridges, I purchased the new Byredo Disco 5-color eyeshadow palette. This is their latest quint right here. I believe this is the 4th one that they have done so far. And all of their little palettes come in this Byredo bag as well. And I think that their packaging is so fun. It's got a nice weight to it, and it kind of just looks like a little golden rock. But it's really cute and kind of innovative packaging there. So there are 5 shades in here for a total of 0.28 ounces of product, and everything in here is pretty shimmery. This deeper shade right over here is more like a satin, but there are still quite a few sparkles running through it. And then these shades right here are mostly like a metallic finish. And when I wore this, I got along with it really well. It came out to be really pretty, very shimmery when I used it all by itself, because everything in here does have sparkle or shimmer to it. But nothing super revolutionary in terms of the tones in here. And the pictures of this online look much more red, much more kind of rich, burnt kind of copper type of colors. And this one isn't. It's much more neutral in person than it looked online. I get along with this Byredo formula really well, but again, nothing super revolutionary in terms of the colors, but they are very pretty. And I was able to use this as a standalone as well. The Byredo shadow formula in this one and the other 5-pan one that I have is a thicker kind of formula. You can feel like some silicones in there. It's a little bit of a heavier formula, but it has such a nice like metallic finish to it. And I got very little fallout with it too. Blend this out a little more. So these 4 have pretty much the same kind of metallic formula, and then this deeper shade over here is a little less metallic than the other 4, and that's what I put in my crease that day. But they are very pretty neutral shades. I was just expecting a more reddy toned quint based off the pictures online. But it's pretty though, and I think that their packaging is so cool. So that's the Byredo Disco 5-color eyeshadow palette right there. And then lastly from Selfridges, I purchased one of the new Gucci Glow and Care lip colors, and I got the shade Sally Soft Honey 112. 0.06 ounces of product in here, and this guy is made in Italy, and then the Byredo quint and also the Dior quint are also made in Italy. So this is the Sally Soft Honey shade right here. I think the packaging on these is super cute. It is a skinny bullet lipstick. It doesn't have a magnetic closure. It's one of a snap-on style. And then it's got the gold bottom on it and the Gucci logo. So I got the shade that appeared to be the most nude, and it is a very sheer nude shade with maybe a slightly warm hint to it, but you can see there's very little color, so it's more like a balm that you can just throw on. It feels very nice on the lips. It has a thicker type of a texture to it, and I originally had like 4 of these in my cart, and I was like, just try one to make sure you like it and then go back and buy 3 more if that's what you need to do. But I'm so glad that I got just the one, because these do have a very light, they have a light floral type of a scent to them, which I don't mind the scent at all, but what I do mind is every single time that I have worn this lipstick, it ends up coating my mouth with a perfume taste, almost like when you put perfume on too close to your face and you inhale some and get that taste in your mouth. That's what I get with this lipstick. So I'm happy that I only bought one, but I'm also sad that that is in here, because I really do like the product. I think it's really pretty, and it has a, you know, a nice shine, really easy lip color to wear, but it makes it so hard for me to wear these products when I can constantly like taste that perfume in my mouth. So that's really unfortunate for me that that occurs, because I do like the lip product. But anyway, that's the new Gucci Glow and Care lip color in 112 Sally Soft Honey right there. Next up, I finally got my hands on one of the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Face and Eye Palettes in Intensity 2 Moonlit Violet. And I had looked at this for a very long time. These came out a while ago. Michelle Wong had posted on Instagram that this particular one and one other one, I think it was the deepest one, were 50% off on Nordstrom. And so I went right over there and I got this one. This was the one that looked like I would like the most out of the 4 that came out originally. So it does come with a little pouch, and I don't have any of the face and eye palettes in the brown packaging. I've got 2 of them in the white. So this has got a total of 0.49 ounces of product in the entire packaging, and it's all baked gelée. So you guessed it, it is made in Italy. Very pretty packaging here. And you have got a highlighter, 4 eyeshadows, and then a bronzer shade right here. And I adore. The highlighter is beautiful. Again, Big Gelée. It is a little bit more subtle compared to some highlights that I wear nowadays. Shadow is also very pretty. And the bronzer is really quite rich, so I have to be a little bit more careful with the bronzer because it's quite pigmented as well, and it's a little bit on the deeper side, but these over here work beautifully. So let's swatch the highlighter and then the bronzer. And again, these are all Big Gelée products. Like, isn't that pretty? It's got just the slightest hint of a pink undertone with a champagne in there. But the tone of this bronzer is beautiful. I just have to be a little bit more careful because you can see it is quite deep on my skin tone. And then I can also use this highlighter as a shadow because these shadows in here are mid-tone or deeper. So I can pull in that highlighter to kind of brighten things up. But pretty though, very pretty. And thanks Michelle Wong for the heads up on this guy. I loved getting this 50% off. It was great. So that is the Tom Ford Intensity 2 Shade and Illuminate Face and Eye Palette. Next up, I placed an order on the Ulta website and blew a whole bunch of my points and got all kinds of things that I'd been eyeing, but the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighters kind of restocked. So there were two shades that I really wanted to try in both the pressed version and the loose version, and they were both in stock. So I ordered these guys, and this first one is the loose highlighter in the shade Hypnotic. This is the one with the purple kind of pink undertone to it, and I absolutely adore the one in Extra, which is this guy right here, and I'll go ahead and swatch them next to each other. I do really like the Hypnotic one as well, but I feel like it's just ever so slightly less shiny than the Extra one, and it does have a pretty strong kind of pinky purple undertone, but it has a nice brightness to it. So I do really like this one as well, but there is just a little bit of extra shine with the Extra shade. Makes sense, I guess, but this is the packaging right here. It's a little kind of thick jar. There's a total of 0.14 ounces of product in here, and then this guy is made in the USA. So this shade right here is Hypnotic. And I'll swatch Extra next to it too. So I've actually got a little bit of this Hypnotic shade on the very top of my cheekbones because the pressed shade that I purchased has an undercast to it. So I just wanted to brighten up the top of my cheekbones. But let me swatch Extra, which, oh gosh, I love this so much, you guys. It's sold out. Otherwise, I would have ordered a backup of this. That's how much I love it. So this is the shade Extra right here. So you can even kind of see it's just got a... There's a hair here. It's just got a little bit more extra oomph. It's beautiful. So those are the Jaclyn Cosmetics loose highlighters in the shades Hypnotic and Extra right there. And then I got another one of the pressed highlighters in the shade Iced. Again, it's got that kind of thicker, more bulky style packaging, but it is weighted and feels quite substantial. And this is the highlighter that I have on my face today with a little bit of that Hypnotic on the top of my cheekbones to brighten this up because this has got a beautiful, beautiful shine to it. I actually like the shine in this one a little bit more than the one in the Sparks shade, but it has an undercast. So I have to be pretty kind of tan to get it to lift on my cheekbones because if it's not in direct light, you can see the depth on the top of my cheeks. So I wish it didn't have that undercast for my skin tone, but the shine again is so pretty. So this is the shade Iced, and I'll swatch it next to Sparks as well. But you can kind of, I'm trying to get you to see, you can see like over here the undercast of how much deeper it looks when it's not in direct light on my fair skin. But the shine is beautiful. And then here is Sparks, which is quite a bit warmer. So I still don't have a kind of a perfect shade in the pressed version that I would like. This one's just a little bit too deep. This one's a little bit too yellow. I really wish for a pressed one in like this shade from the loose in Extra. That type of tone would be just perfect for a pressed one for my skin tone. But I love these highlighters though. They're so pretty. They look stunning on the skin. They're very high shine. Really pretty products there. So there's the one in Sparks next to the one in Iced in the pressed version. Ulta also got in the new Nars summer collection, so I picked up 2 pieces from that one. I got the Summer Solstice Cheek Duo. There's a total of 0.7 ounces of product in this guy, which is a boatload. This is the boxed packaging that it comes in. And is there an official name? Nope, it's just the Summer Solstice Cheek Duo. Packaging on this guy is very pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and compare it to the one that I believe came out last year so you guys can see them next to each other and the tones of them. This is the bronzer that I have on my skin today to bronze up my face and kind of even bronzer. And I just swirl my brush in both shades. This shade right here is much too deep for me to try to use as a highlighter. So I mix them together, and mixing it in with that lighter shade does give a little bit more of a golden sheen to the larger bronzing half. So I'll swatch them kind of individually here and then together. And again, I just swirl my brush all over in the palette. And that's what I have on today. And then here is the Paradise Found bronzer, which I believe came out last year. And so the bottom halves are pretty much the same. I feel like they look the same on my skin, this larger portion here, and then the entirety of this one. This one did have a pretty gold overspray on it when you first got it, but that has gone away. Here's a swatch of it right here. Just in case you picked up last year's and you were wondering what they, looked like. So pretty similar. They both kind of lean a little bit warm with a gold, kind of a little bit of a goldiness to them. And they are calling that lighter portion in here a highlighting powder, which is just much too deep for a highlight on my skin tone. But the bronzing shade works really well. But that's it right there. And these both of these bronzers, I thought that I'd seen that other one still available on some retailers, but these have got a summer type of coconut scent to them as well. This one isn't particularly strong, so I don't mind it, and it doesn't linger on my face or anything like that. But for those of you who do not like your products to smell, this one does have a fragrance to it. So those are the 3 kind of swatches out of the Summer Solstice Cheek Duo right there from Nars. From that same collection, I got the Summer Solstice eyeshadow palette as well, and it has the same style of packaging as the bronzer. And this guy has got 9 eyeshadows in here. Some of them have got like really pretty micro glitters to it. These 2 right here are more like metallics. And then there are only 2 mattes in here, which are these 2 right here. And I was able to use this as a standalone palette, but I was wishing that like out of these 2 shades, they look very, very similar. I was wishing one pulled a little bit more light. And then I do wish that there was even a shimmer shade would have been fine, but something a little bit deeper for the crease. I did end up using this one, which these are kind of both, mid-tone type of shades. I wish they could have threw in one deeper shade. I would have never even cared if it was like a shimmer shade. Shimmer or matte would have been fine. Again, the look was really pretty and stuff like that, but it kind of left me wanting a little bit more with the depths of the shades. And with the shades in here, these are definitely nothing new from Nars. I got along with the formula in here really well too. But we have seen Nars do shades like this a lot. And I'm going to show it next to the other palette that I hauled last week so you guys can see them together because they're not the same. But there's the first 4 swatches. And then these guys. I just noticed like all of the palettes that I've showed thus far are all very similar themed, like they're all very kind of warmy golden type of shades. And this guy. So those are the swatches for the Summer Solstice palette from Nars right there. And then here it is next to the Uninhibited palette that I showed last week. So they got different tops on them. The Uninhibited is much more berry toned next to the Summer Solstice, which is much warmer. So that's the biggest kind of difference. I felt the formulas were very similar between the 2, but the color stories were different. And the uninhibited palette does have, you know, deeper mattes and some lighter kind of shiny shades in there. Also, the Nars Summer Solstice bronzer was made in Italy, and then the Summer Solstice eye palette was made in Canada. Also from Ulta, I purchased the new Too Faced Teddy Bear Byredo eyeshadow palette, which is ever so cute, and I had no idea it was going to be this small. I'll hold it up next to some of their chocolate bar palettes so you guys can see just how small this was. It kind of like, it took me for surprise. I was like, whoa, this is much tinier than I thought it was going to be. So this little guy is made in Italy, and there are 2 shadows that are 0.07 ounces, which are those larger pans, and then there are 12 shadows that are 0.03 ounces per shade. So I mean, for as small as this is, that's actually kind of a decent amount of product for, again, for how little this guy is. The packaging is super cute. I wanted to pick up like the bronzer highlighter thing, but I don't think they've launched that product just yet. And then for a size comparison here is the pumpkin spice palette, which is in line with their chocolate bar palettes. But that's how much smaller it is. I was so like taken by surprise with that. But according to what it says on the packaging, the shadows in this little guy, there's actually more product in the shades than the pumpkin spice. So it says there's 18 shadows that are 0.024 ounces in the pumpkin spice palette. This has got 0.03, so that's pretty interesting. So I enjoy actually the nice little slim compact nature of this guy right here. I happen to really like the formulation of the shadows in here. This is the palette that I have on my eyes today. It wasn't a standalone in that I was wishing for a lighter shimmer. So I did bring in the good old Aether Beauty Pure Diamond Dust, and that's just on the inner corner. Everything else came out of this palette, and some of those shimmery metallics are so pretty. The mattes are pigmented and they also blend it out really well. There is quite a bit of product kicked up in the pan, and I did get more fallout than I would have liked with the shades in here, but they did brush off my face relatively easily. So these are those larger pans that are 0.07 ounces. And then you've got 4 of these super heavy foiled shades. I've got this really pretty gold on the center of my lid. Does it smell? Yeah, it does. It does have a little bit of a sweet kind of, I don't want to say cinnamon, but it's got a little bit of a sweet scent to it. Not a lot though. It's not like super noticeable. My fingers barely fit in those little pans. Oh, those metallic shades are so pretty though. And then these guys. I do wish that they would have made one of these larger pans kind of this matte brow bone shade. But that is okay. I still really like it. And then these guys. And then these last 2. There's a little bear in there. But really pretty shadows. There's warm ones in there and then berry tones in there. And I mean, nothing new in terms of like the tones and stuff like that, but it is a really pretty, nice, cute little compact palette from Too Faced there. And again, this is what I have on my eyes today. Ulta Online also had this Milani Gilded Getaway eyeshadow palette, and I just thought that it looked cute, so I bought it. There's a total 0.26 ounces of product in here, and this one is made in Taiwan. The packaging is a cardboard and it's shaped like a little bus. The formulation is very similar to their Gilded palettes. This one is the Gilded Getaway. Their shimmery foil shades are so pretty. I get along with their mattes too, but they are a thinner, dustier formula, so I do have to work with them just a little bit more to get them to blend, but I do get really pretty looks out of them with the CoverGirl foundation primer that I like to use. But these, their foily shades are just so pretty. I just thought this was cute. And while those mattes are a thinner type of a shadow and they're a little bit more dusty, they do have quite a bit of pigmentation to them. These guys. right here. I am missing a little bit of a lighter shimmer in here, but it was Aether Beauty to the rescue again when I'd use this. Those are the swatches right there. Kind of got some pretty jewel tones and some warm tones in there of the Milani Gilded Getaway eyeshadow palette right there. And then the last three items I purchased from the ColourPop website from their Lizzie McGuire collection, and I know nothing about Lizzie McGuire. I just thought it was really cute and the colors really kind of spoke to me. And I just really like ColourPop products. So I got the two blushes. And it's got a little cute little Lizzie McGuire. Again, I know nothing about her, but she sure looks cute on this packaging. So I got the blush shade in Delish. And this is a beautiful, light, cool toned pink shade with some sparkles in it. I love the color of this blush. So that one is Delish right there. And the other shade is You Are Magnifico Pressed Powder Blush. These are made in the USA. There's a total of 0.21 ounces in each shade. And this is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. It's a, I wouldn't necessarily say fuchsia, but it's like a berry pink with some really pretty sparkles in it. And it's very pigmented. Like I didn't have to work my brush in there very hard at all to pick up any product. But that is the You Are Magnifico blush right there. And again, that is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. Really pretty pinks from this collection. And then I purchased the What Dreams Are Made Of eyeshadow palette. This packaging is so cute. Like this type of packaging is just hard to throw away. And their products are magnetized in here too. So if you wanted to pull them out and put, you know, kind of coordinate your own little magnetic palette. This guy here has got a total of 0.5 ounces of product in here, and there are 12 shades. There is one pressed glitter shade, which is this guy right here, and I was able to use this as a standalone palette, and it's just a really pretty kind of spring vibes palette. This matte purple in the crease blended out really nicely, and there's some really pretty shimmers in here as well. And then this is the pressed glitter shade. I feel like the glitter in this palette has got a little bit more binding ingredients in it. And on these next four. And then this last row, which these are basically all mattes. These are the sequin formula, so it's like a matte base with the sparkles in there that don't do a whole lot. But the colors in this palette are just really fun. Like it screams spring vibes big time. Isn't that pretty though? So that is the What Dreams Are Made Of from the ColourPop and Lizzie McGuire collection right there. Oh, I think those are so pretty. And that's everything that I purchased that I got in this week. I did do some serious damage yesterday, Friday the 9th, during the Sephora VIB sale that started. I actually, it was 11 o'clock my time that it went live on the 8th. And I did some damage. So that'll probably be next week's video. But in any event, I did get one PR package from Pixi, and I use their Glow Tonic every single day. But they came out with Pixi Body Treats, the Glycolic Body Wash, and the Glycolic Body Lotion, and also the Glycolic Body Peel. The Pixi Glow Tonic that I love and use every single day is a glycolic acid based toner. So we'll have to go ahead and give these guys a try. And a huge thank you to Pixi for sending them over. Again, I love their Glow Tonic. Use it every day. So that is everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.